How radical is Joe Biden on guns? Not how radical will he go. What is his actual history before we find out how radical he'll go?
Well, I mean, look, he is the architect of the Biden gun ban, which was in effect from 1994 to 2004, banned the most commonly sold centerfire rifles in America, the guns that Biden declared to be so-called assault weapons. But you can also look at his own campaign website. In his words, Biden describes the Second Amendment as limited. He wants to, again, ban so-called assault weapons, the most commonly sold rifles in America today. He wants to ban so-called large capacity magazines, any magazine that would be over 10 rounds of ammunition. It's estimated, by the way, Jesse, that there are about 150 million magazines in this country that would meet that definition. There are about 20 million firearms that would meet Biden's definition. So we're talking about going after, items that most gun owners have. Those are the items that Joe Biden wants to ban. If we don't turn them into the government, we're supposed to register them with the government. We're supposed to pay a tax on every one of those items to the government. And that's really just the beginning of Biden's, anti-gun history and his anti-gun agenda.
Well, I just want to be clear, Cam, for everybody on video right now, I don't have any of those magazines in my house, and I certainly don't have a large supply of them. Cam, do you?
You know what? I do, Jesse, and I'm not giving them up. We're not going to go into a boating accident. They're not going to fall into the river. I'll say right here, right now, that I do own items that Joe Biden wants to ban, and I'm not turning them over. I have no plans on registering them with the government. If they want to come and get me, they can come and get me, but they're not going to get my guns.
Cam, a new president, assuming, and I'm doing a big assumption right now, but assuming Joe Biden is sworn in, a new president only has so much political capital for whatever his hot button issues are. People remember Obama went all in on Obamacare and got that piece of crap passed, but he really didn't get another thing passed the rest of his presidency. Used up all his political capital, lost the House because of it. I mean, you get one big one or a couple small ones. Do you think guns are enough of a passion for Joe Biden that he goes after them hard?
Yes and no. I think that they are a passion for Biden. I do think he's going to go after him hard. I think the makeup of Congress is going to make it very tough for him, at least in the first 2 years, if he becomes president, to enact that legislative agenda. But we're already seeing signs. I mean, look, Health and Human Services Secretary, Biden just named California Attorney General Xavier Becerra to be the Health and Human Services Secretary. This is a guy without any medical experience whatsoever. He's the Attorney General of California. But Biden is putting him in the cabinet probably as a sop to Planned Parenthood. But it also has to be noted that, Becerra's got a long anti-gun history. Health and Human Services, they control a lot of federal funding dollars for anti-gun research. So, we're watching the administrative moves from Joe Biden. We know that the Biden transition team is already reaching out to the ATF, for example. We know that Biden has talked about banning the importation of so-called assault weapons through administrative action. And I think that Biden is planning on weaponizing the ATF and using that agency to go after things like AR-style pistols, to go after 80% receivers and frames, unfinished firearms that gun control advocates call ghost guns. Biden is going to try to do whatever he can, I think, administratively. And that's where he's going to, I think, have the most room to maneuver, quite frankly.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.